Hi, in this video I'm going to be giving you some top tips on how to record to the camera, how to improve your presentation skills, and you can start right now. So you've done your prep, you've practiced your lines, you've got all your props lined up, your lights are all set up, you're rolling, and blah. It all goes horribly wrong and suddenly you can't present and everything has gone to hell. In this series, I'm going to be covering all the different ways that you can prepare for the camera. This is a non-technical series of videos. This is all about what you can do to improve your presentation skills to the camera. So in this first one, I'm going to be doing a little bit about wardrobe, a little bit about appearance, and just getting you prepared to go on camera. Number one, be careful with your colors. So first of all, what do you wear? Greys actually are not ideal, but you need to be careful about the colours and patterns that you wear. Now I personally tend to go with either t-shirts with some logos on them or plain colours. And ideally, and this is something that Nick told me, I did this wrong so many times, try not to clash with the background behind you and find colours. I mean, an obvious one, if you're using green screen, don't wear green because you'll just be a floating head. So be mindful of the colours that you wear. Avoid shiny fabrics, shiny logos, because they will just reflect back into the camera. That's really not good. Some reds, especially on the older video cameras, would cause chaos with the sensors. Now newer cameras with HDR red isn't a problem anymore, but red used to cause real problems in getting your colour saturation and your colour levels just right. So be careful with reds. Be mindful of your background lights if you have a coloured set like I do, and this is a multicoloured set depending on Swap Shop, depending on throwback if you remember Swap Shop. If you have a multicoloured set, if you have different coloured lights for your videos, be mindful of what you're wearing that you don't clash. Even though I break this rule all the time, be very careful with blacks and whites. I wear blacks and whites a lot, but I don't mind fiddling with the colours, and even then it's not perfect. Black is hard if you've got a good light because, well, black levels are tough, especially when you put video compression and stuff in, so be mindful of black, especially if you're doing digital video. Another good colour, light blues, light pastels, they seem to work pretty well, they're fairly neutral. Maybe I should do a video on why black is bad. Does anybody care? Comment below. Number two, avoid wardrobe malfunctions. So as well as the colours, be considerate about what you're wearing. The fabrics you can wear can look really bad once you go on camera. If you've got a lot of rustly, fluffy, sort of chintzy stuff going on that makes a lot of noise, you're going to pick that up on sound. So try to stick with fabrics which are soft and you don't get noisy audio. Also, if you're changing your angle, now if you're standing in front of a camera like this, it's less a problem, but if you're sitting and standing and moving around, how does what you're wearing sit on you? Is it like a tent? Does it float up around you? Are you going to have that famous Marilyn Monroe moment? So be mindful of what you're wearing and how the fabrics hang. Generally speaking, for video blogging, keep it simple unless you're doing a fashion blog, and then that's another story entirely, which I'll cover in the fashion blog series. You know what I'm talking about. Something else is worth keeping in mind is, do you have somewhere for your battery packs? I mean, I use, if I'm not out and about and I got my recording equipment on me, if I'm wearing a dress, I've got nowhere to put my recording gear unless I strap it to my underwear or something. So sometimes something utility, smart above the waist and then cargo below the waist to put all your stuff in, kinda handy. So keep that in mind when you're out and about. Number three, makeup. Consider your makeup. If you're doing a lot of makeup, be very, very careful. If there are some makeups with so much UV protection in them that they will flash back and reflect and give you this weird freaky glow. So be careful of those sorts of makeups. I tend to use a transparent powder, even if I'm just putting moisturizer on, which just mattes my face and stops me getting crazy reflections. And guys, even if you don't normally wear makeup, a little bit of transparent powder can actually really help you on camera too. You probably haven't realised this, but you might see a lot of videos where the presenter looks really shiny and now dewy is a good look out and about, but on camera it just makes you look like you're perspiring. So think of using a matting powder with a little bit of a filter in it which just stops that flashback. I'll put some links to products below that can really help you here. Now I know, especially if you're, of a certain age, wearing makeup might not be your thing, but just consider it. I'm just saying pretty much everybody in the broadcast world does, darling. So, 4. Hair. Keep a hairbrush on your set. I break this rule all the time. The number of times I play my footage back on my hair, I look like Hagrid off of Harry Potter. I'm trying to become a little more presentable in front of camera, I'll be honest with you, but I forget so often. Get a couple of hairbrushes, keep them on your set, keep a mirror handy, and just tidy up your hair a little bit before you shoot. I've got this wrong so many times. And also, if you have long hair and you're wearing a lav, Keep that in mind. Don't let your hair rub all over your microphone. It can ruin a take, especially, and it always seems to be the universe, the planets align, so that on the most critical line of audio for that show you've just shot, when you're trying to do the very best line. So be very careful of hair rubbing on a lavalier microphone. I don't know how many times I've had to reshoot something because I've absolutely messed it completely up by letting my hair get in the way of the microphone. So keep that in mind. My final tip, eyewear. I should wear glasses, but when I do, then you'll see the reflections in the lens and they look kind of unless you're really going for the glasses look, try to take your eyewear off when you're filming or wear contacts. Guys, gamers, sunglasses do not look as cool as you think they do. I promise. Okay? So be very careful of your eyewear. This kind of refers back to the reflective surface thing. So be careful about wearing items that reflect light back into the lens. You will see them. Even with a ring light, if you zoom in on my eyes right now, because my eyes are shiny and bright, then you will see the ring light reflecting back in my eyes. Think of that on something on a shiny scale and it gets crazy. So think of that with your eyewear. They will cause reflections in your light, and if you cannot wear glasses, cool. Although you may not be able to see a script. So that is my top 5 tips on what to wear when you're presenting to camera. I have loads of these coming up on how to talk, how to stand, how to wave your arms around. That's not one. So this is an entire series on improving your presentation skills. As always, I hope you found this useful. Guys, leave your comments below. I'd love to know what you think. Let's get this conversation going. What are your tips for what to wear in front of camera? Rubber lips are always a good one, I find, in joke. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, dislike. All engagement is great. Coming up on the left there is the previous video I recorded. Below that is the one YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to be kept informed of all my content, and hit that alarm bell. I will see you in the very next show. Thank you so much. Bye.